Welcome to Trimble Ag's video tutorial series. The release of Precision IQ version 6.60 includes a variety of features and enhancements. A special feature is the new test plot, where you can get a preview of new Precision IQ features before they are officially released. Let's get started with the highlights of 6.60 release. First, here are the ecosystem updates. Enhancements have been made for TeamViewer and AutoSync. Starting with TeamViewer version 15.461, now supports full remote control for both the GFX 350 and the GFX 750 displays. Please note that the version of TeamViewer is not supported on the TMX 2050 display. To use this version, open App Central and uninstall the TeamViewer Quick Support app. Then reinstall the latest version, 15.461 or later. Exit App Central, and then tap the settings icon to open the Android settings. On the settings screen, tap Apps. It's in the Device section. Then select the Quick Support app. On the Quick Support screen, select Permissions. Enable both location and storage. Now you can exit Android settings. Now, with Precision IQ version 6.60, when a remote session is about to start, a liability notification pop-up will appear. This notification is there to remind the operator that the safe operation of the vehicle is in their responsibility. Tap Acknowledge to continue on the TeamViewer Quick Support app. After accepting the liability, the operator can give the remote support team their display ID. To show a remote control session is active, the display screen is highlighted with the red border. The workflow of the TeamViewer app is the same as the older version of Quick Support and works as desktop app and as well as the web app. Remember, a Quick Support session can be ended at any time by the user or by the remote support person. Next up is AutoSync. For first-time AutoSync users, a wizard has been added to this release for Precision IQ. This wizard will help facilitate the syncing process as well as reduce the syncing time. If you have never used AutoSync, then a pop-up will appear when you launch Precision IQ. Tap Learn More to begin. Then follow the prompts until you get to the Sync preview. Here, you can review all Precision IQ resources to be synced as well as the estimated time to complete the AutoSync process. Tap Start Sync. Once AutoSync has started, it cannot be interrupted. The display will be temporarily disabled, so make sure that you have enough time allocated for this update. If AutoSync is set up and configured at the reseller, then the end user will never see this wizard. Next up are a useful set of updates for implements that are using application control. The spinner speed function has been optimized for spreader implements, and JumpStart is now available for all implement operation types. A JumpStart can now be triggered from the run screen without using a physical switch box for TeamViewer or Field IQ channels. In the status bar, long press the section master icon to begin a countdown to the JumpStart. Once engaged, the section master icon updates to show the JumpStart is active. Precision IQ version 6.60 includes a significant enhancement for spreader implements. You can now configure and optimize the spinner speed function as part of the spreader implement profile. As you set up the implement profile, the application control function now includes a spinner speed setting. There are 4 settings for the spinner speed. The first is Settings. Tap the slider to enable spinner speed control to set the number of drives up to 2. Next is RPM. Tap each field to set the target RPM, RPM increment, and minimum and maximum RPM. The third is Valve Drive. Tap Valve Setup to set up the serial number and valve type. Then tap Feedback Setup to set the feedback constant or gear ratio. Finally, Advanced Settings is available for you to select how the drive behavior should be when sections are closed or the belt is stopped. Once the implement profile is configured, it now needs to be calibrated for the spinner speed. On the implement screen, select a profile and tap Calibrate. The spinner speed control channels have now been separated from the application control channels. Tap Modify icon to calibrate the spinner speed control channels. Review the settings for Field IQ calibration and update as needed. Once you are satisfied with the settings, tap the green check mark and save the calibration. And finally, the run screen now has a new spinner speed icon. It will update according to the spinner speed application that is happening on the implement. Two new guidance features have been added for this release of Precision IQ. A return to pause feature allows for guidance lines to be frozen while working in a field. The NextSwath function has been enhanced for the new continuous and alternating block patterns. Once a guidance line has been created within a field, the operator will be able to use the return to pause feature to leave the field to mark a paused location. For example, if you need to leave the field to get more material, or if you cannot complete a particular task, then you can mark the last completed location in order to come back at a later time to operate and complete the task. When you return, the pause is still there where you left off, even after a power cycle for the next day. On the Run screen, tap the Line Creation icon to open the Line Creation drawer, then tap the Pause icon in the Advanced option of the Guidance section. As a best practice, bring the vehicle to a complete stop and disengage the application control. When you are ready to begin a pause, tap the green check mark button. The virtual map of the Run screen will update to show that the pause point has been set. As you drive away from the pause point, a distance to pause point field will update to show how far the vehicle is from the pause point. The system will now freeze the guidance active swath to the last swath highlighted, and you may engage on it, but nothing to the right or left of this line. To continue coverage and guidance, the pause button must be canceled in order to continue work. As you approach the pause point, the distance to pause point field will update to show the distance remaining. Once you reach the pause point, bring the vehicle to a complete stop and tap the pause button to end the pause. Now tap the application control to continue the work where you left off. The new continuous and alternate block patterns allow NextSwath users to complete field blocks rather than the alternate fixed number of swaths across a whole field. This feature is only accessible for displays with NextSwath license. No new license is required. If the display does not have a NextSwath license, then the NextSwath icon will not appear on the Run screen. On the Run screen, tap the NextSwath icon and open the NextSwath drawer. In the NextSwath drawer, scroll to the Patterns section and tap the New Block button. Select the new block pattern, continuous on the left or alternating on the right. Finally, set Start Swath to begin using the new pattern. Here is an example of the NextSwath new patterns. On the left we have continuous, and on the right we have the alternate block pattern. Starting with this 660 release of Precision IQ, a new test plot area has been specifically set aside to give you a preview of upcoming and experimental features to be released in the future versions of Precision IQ. With the proper license installed, you can use the features in your field right now in real time. As with the pre-release software, any feature used in TestPlot is not yet supported or will be bug-free. Use at your own discretion and risk. If you would like to preview a new Precision IQ feature, then contact your local Trimble dealer for details about the feature, how to obtain a license if required, and most importantly, how to submit your feedback. To review and enable preview feature, tap the Settings button on the Precision IQ home screen. On the Settings screen, scroll down the available settings and select the test plot. On the test plot screen, review the list of available preview features and tap the slider to enable the ones that you want to test. The preview features will change with each release of Precision IQ. Thank you for watching this video. on new features and enhancements for Precision IQ 660. For more details, contact your local authorized Trimble dealer.